When you're involved in the transportation marketplace, this is a $6 trillion market. It is such an enormous market to go after that you have to keep your eye on the core, but you also have to be making investments, forward investments. Eats for us is a big forward investment. It's growing incredibly quickly, gaining very significant share in the food delivery space. We got into Jump, which is e-bikes. We are now investing in what we call Uber as a platform, which is we're not necessarily just about taking a car from point A to B.
Would corporate logistics and like commercial delivery be out of bounds?
Certainly not. Well, we're in the freight business, and the freight industry, it's almost $1 billion freight brokerage business in the U.S. Alone. And this is a business that has classically been incredibly offline. And if you take that forward into the age of automation, where trucks are driven autonomously, at least on a highway, you get to a pretty interesting business in the B2B space as well. So again, that's another bet that we're making, but the early results are actually pretty encouraging for us.
Do you think that kind of innovation is going to show itself first in the U.S., or is China more ripe for at least the autonomous part of all of that?
Well, I think that the U.S. and China are going to play a part. And I think it's going to be a race.
You do?
You know, everything that you're seeing in the technology space right now, I think the innovation that you see in China is extraordinary.
It's going to be a race. Certainly that's the message we got today, guys, with this SoftBank investment in GM's Cruise division. Later on stage, Dara talked about Uber sort of being an Amazon for transportation, in that you go there for no matter what kind of mode you're looking for, a bus, a scooter, a bike, a car, a drone down the road. So he's getting much more detailed about the long-term vision for the company. Later on in the next hour, we're going to talk about what he told us about the 2019 plans, perhaps for an IPO, looking for a CFO to get there first. And then, of course, the reports on that discussion with Buffett earlier in the year about an investment in Uber and whether or not that still may be in the cards. Guys?
Yeah, Buffett, as I'd heard it, Carl, back a while, I didn't know what it was, but always pushes for very tough terms, and apparently they weren't willing to take those terms. But the Vision Fund, which we know today invested in GM, is their big investor in Uber. They were happy to take that money at least, weren't they?
Oh, no. Talk about spreading your bets. I mean, Uber, GM Cruise, I mean, it's another signal that autonomy's going to be an area in which people are going to try to cover on many areas. So yeah, I mean, look, it's the biggest technology fund in the world, as you said earlier today, David, and we're just now getting an even more interesting taste of their ambitions.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.